Hi guys, in this class we're going to look at jumping back from Utkatasana and from Virabhadrasana in the standing series. So these can be quite confusing, these jump backs, and over the years I've seen many variations. So I'm just going to do my best to show you what I think is a good way to approach these. If you've done my Bakasana class, you would have seen that the most important pattern for developing these arm balances is your angry cat. So we'll just go through that again. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and in the angry cat we round the back, curling the tailbone under, pressing up between the shoulder blades and shoulders to the hips. And then we just release that to the happy cat. And again, just going to that angry cat, shoulders to the hips, curling the tailbone under. And once more, inhale, and then exhale. So then the next pattern that's really important for developing your arm balances is Lolasana, which essentially is the angry cat, but you're just adding on the legs. So we bring the hands under the shoulders, hands next to the middle of the thighs, and lift the knees up and cross your ankles. Pull the shoulders towards the hips, curl the tailbone under, rounding the back. Lift the knees to the chest, and then try to lift your feet off the floor. Keep pushing and lifting, and then coming down. So essentially, the jump back out of Utkatasana is that position, except without the ankles crossed. And we also have two variations. We have the straight arm variation and the bent arm variation. So we'll first look at the straight arm variation. So bring your feet together, come onto the balls of the feet, heels off the floor. Bring the hands forward, shoulder width apart, index finger pointing forward. And bring the shoulders over the wrist, and then pull the shoulders to the hips, curl the tailbone under, bring the knees into the chest, and lean your weight forward. And then from there, try to lift your feet off the floor. And then come back down. So for some of you may find you can't even get your feet off the floor. What you can try at home is to do all of this on blocks. You can have the yoga blocks. You can stack, either just have one or stack two on top of each other, and that will give you some extra height, and you'll be able to get the lift that way. So the next variation then is to do the same thing with the elbows bent, which is much more challenging. So we bring the hands forward and we turn the elbows, so the elbows face forward. So as we lean forward, the elbows are going to stay in and they're going to be just above the wrists. And we're going to try and take our shoulders and head toward the floor. And you feel the feet lift up away from the floor. Try and keep your knees tucked into the chest. And this one is super challenging. And again, you might not be able to get past this point here. Okay? That's okay. If you need to, if you want to feel it, then you do this at home. You can also do it between two chairs or build those blocks, like I said. So what we're going to try and do is transition from that straight arm position to the bent arm position as we extend our legs back. Okay, sounds complicated. I'll show you how it looks. So if we imagine we've just come out of Utkatasana, we've done our 5 breaths, and then we exhale, take the hands to the floor. So the easiest variation is we will make it easier for yourself by bringing your hands further forward. The closer the hands are to the feet, the harder it's going to be. So bring the hands forward, wrap the shoulders, straighten the arms, lean forward, you're going to lift to that straight arm position, feet off the floor, and then go to the bent arm position. And just stop there for the moment. So we'll try that again. So we come from our Utkatasana, bring the hands to the floor, lean forward, straight arms, knees in, curl the spine, round the back, straight arms lift, bent arms lift, then straighten the legs, and float back. And then we go through our vinyasa, up dog, and to the downward dog. Okay, so I know that almost looks impossible. Should I do it in slow motion for you? Okay. So here we go. The hands come to the floor. We lean forward. So that's our straight arm position. Then the bent arm position. Then straighten the legs. And land in your chaturanga. Again, this might not be possible without a lot of practice. So in the beginning, what you can do is just create the basic shape, the patterns, and then use some momentum to jump. So I'll show you how that might look. So you come from Utkatasana, exhale, hands to the floor, lean forward, straight arms, feet are still on the floor, lean forward, bent arms, feet are still on the floor, and then hop up as you jump back. And then moving through upward dog and downward dog. And so that's more or less the jump back from Utkatasana. Now we take those same principles and apply them to the exit from Virabhadrasana, the warrior pose. So in the Ashtanga series, we have the warrior pose here. After you've come out of Virabhadrasana 2, bringing the hands forward, and then we lift this foot off the floor. We come into a straight leg lolasana essentially, then bent arm, and the leg goes back, feet come together, and we go to our chaturanga. So again, this is super challenging, and I'll just break it down one more time for you so you see the essential movement. And this one, it's good to do both sides if you're doing this at home, just so you feel the balance. But I'll just show you the right side again. So we're here, say we've been in Virabhadrasana, we take the hands to the floor, either next to the foot or just slightly ahead. First stage is simply to lift that foot off the floor, knee to the chest. And then you're going to lean forward, straight arms, and then as you bend the arms, the foot lifts off the floor. Then the other leg goes back to meet it, and then you jump back. Okay, so again, you can see this takes a lot of strength. So in the beginning, you may need to just use some momentum, and I'll show you what that looks like. So you bring the hands to the floor, lift this foot, then you're going to bend this back foot. Notice I changed the foot position, so to straighten the hips, square the hips, bend the knee, and then from this straight arm position, you're going to jump to bent arm, and then take the leg back. And this is a good way to start approaching the movement, using some momentum to get the feel for it. And don't forget to do both sides. So if we do this side here, take the hand forward, lift the knee, the foot. You can turn the foot also. Lean forward, straight arms, bend the elbows in, lift up, take the foot back, and you come to your chaturanga. Or if you do it with momentum, take the hand to the floor, lift that back heel, lift this foot, bend the knee, and use a little hop, and jump back. And that is the jump back from Utkatasana and Virabhadrasana.